if there's nobody in the gym, you're training middle of the day, you can jump from one machine to another. But if it's like 5 o'clock in the evening, don't do that crap.
Oh, I superset all the time.
Well,
but I'm quick. I'm going literally boom, boom.
You can
boom,
do it in our gym because we have 100+ machines.
Right.
But
most gyms
you can't do that. So I just want to make sure.
Especially if it's like a cable crossover and you're hogging both sides.
You can't hog that.
5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Oh God.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, gyms need more cable machines.
Yes, we have a ton.
Yeah, we have multiple cable machines. Anyway, but for that reason, other gyms suck. But I say that jokingly, sort of.
Hey, my name is Jessica Goins, and I'm a nurse practitioner and owner of Optum Life Health in Dallas, North Carolina. And I'm here with my husband, Bradley Goins, and together we own Goins Strong Fitness, and we have locations in Dallas and Cherryville. And we're doing some topics on fitness. Yep. So we're going to delve more today into the splits.
More in depth.
And like how people break up the muscle groups that we talked about in the previous video. So to recap on that real quick, we talked about, you mainly work your chest, your back, your shoulders, your legs, and then you have, your calves, your glutes, abs, things like that, more accessory.
Arms and abs.
So anyway, we'll talk with how we split that up.
Yep.
I think I'll let you go because I'm having trouble speaking.
That's okay.
Get it together.
Well, I'll try to not have trouble speaking. So we kind of talked about full body workout. I'm going to start like fundamentally, like beginner level. You can do full body workout like this and forever and ever. There's no rules. It's just got to fit your schedule. If you're a busy executive, maybe you can only work out on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So the first thing I would say is we always tell people, depending on commit. If somebody hasn't been training, commit to one full body day and then add a second one. So ideally you would do 2 full body in that case. You would get to that point where you would do 2 full body. That's what I think. So that gives you 2 points, and that could be Sunday and then Wednesday or Thursday or something like that in the middle of the week, about 3 days later. And then at least you're getting 2 touch points. You're stimulating your metabolism twice in a week.
Man, even if the first one, like let's say the Saturday, Sunday when they had time to actually lift weights, but then like at a gym or at a home gym, but then like on Tuesday or Wednesday, they didn't, they could still benefit from just body weight. Like,
body weight at home.
Let me just get some push-ups and air squats in.
Again.
So anyway.
No rules.
Just saying.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
You have to make it fit your lifestyle and your time frame. Everybody has time. No, as far as I know, the only person that might not have time is like Elon Musk, somebody like that working 16-hour days and never takes a day off. I mean, but everybody else has time. I have time. Even times I've said I didn't have time, I really did. So, but you don't have to be in there every day. For weight training, you do need daily activity, walking and stuff like that. So if you can take a walk after lunch, take the stairs instead of the elevator, little things like that over time will add up for your daily health. But weight training specifically, 2 days a week, I think is going to be ideal for that beginner to work up to. So you got a day on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, you can find, and it can switch. You could plan to do, because you're going to you're going to repeat it again on Wednesday or Thursday, do the same exercises. Or maybe if you emphasize something more on one day, switch it up. Say I didn't hit legs as hard Sunday, I'm going to hit them a little bit harder today. And you can kind of play with that. Oh, yeah. But for that split, you're going to do 2 exercises for each body part.
Well, we already talked about.
We talked about that on that one.
In the last video, we talked about.
We did. We talked about that.
How we would. So I wouldn't.
Only for the full body. We covered that in the previous video for the full body, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
Yeah, don't do that one.
But that's what I would do. You could add a third, theoretically, but.
Third what?
I think when you start getting to that
third full body.
You could.
Oh yeah, you could, but.
if you want to go like, Sunday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, some day of rest in between though, you're going to have, it gets
Especially
harder.
if you were going to a gym and you could like do different machines or different exercises, even though it's similar, like stimulating the same things. Yes.
Right.
But let's move away from full body.
Yep. Because I think of that as more of a beginner thing, because you're going to get results, but eventually you're going to max out your results as far as like how you progress, because you're not actually pushing each muscle group hard enough. So then you start getting into the splits. So what was the next level up we talked about?
Okay.
Talked about doing each muscle group 1 day a week.
Yes, that's more of the advanced.
Well, I guess we could go.
Oh, you want to hit every muscle once a week for sure, whether that's full body or one day.
We could start with that. There's people that I do that for that tell me that they're going to go.
Every day?
Well, like you could do, if you could technically do it in 4 days if you put something together, like shoulders and back together.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people do okay when they progress to like a 3-day split. I like a 4-day split.
What I'm speaking of is 4.
4? Okay, you want to go into what you typically do with what you've done? Because you've crafted a lot of plans.
Well, I would say that is for most people, even whether it's a man or a woman, they could do a leg day, right? Now we'll start with just a leg day. I won't even go quad or glute focused yet. I'll just say
Yes.
leg day. And then you have a chest and arms day. Then you have a shoulder day, and you have a back day. So you really didn't have to put anything together, right? Because that's leg, chest and arms, shoulders, and back. Isn't that everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's everything. So yeah, so you can do all of that. And so the only thing you're putting together is chest and arms.
Yeah, that's a 4-day split.
And
you've hit every muscle
And you've hit one time.
one time.
But on that leg day, you have to make sure that you put in something to hit the legs all around, like quads, hamstrings, glutes. Like, and I will do that, right?
Yeah.
In that day. Then for a woman specifically, you could do that 4 days still, but you put your shoulders and back together. So you could go a quad focus day, chest and arms, shoulders and back, and then a hamstring glute day. And that'll give a lady 2 leg days, and she's still hitting everything else once.
Right.
Yeah. And then some want to go crazy and they want to stimulate their glutes 3 days. And in that case, I just say you could actually keep the 4 days the same, but you just pick a day somewhere in there where you literally just take a glute exercise, like the hip thrust or the booty builder, and just throw that in there that day.
Right.
Now, is that the only way? I'm saying no, that's totally not the only way. I have 5-day splits. I have 3-day splits. I have a bunch of different splits. I'm just saying that's one way where you can have 4 days where you hit everything, and you either choose, do I want to do legs one day, or do I want to split them up with the focuses?
I think the biggest thing is which body parts are best to be paired together, which I think the way you have that, having a day where you're doing legs by itself, if you're going to
and that's really good for a guy, because guys usually only want to do 1 leg day a week.
Yeah,
typically.
but guys, you do better with 2 leg days, I promise you. Well, I mean, I'm just telling you.
No, they would, but I'm saying.
Well, the legs are an endurance muscle. Mm-hmm. You stand on them all day, so your legs will recover fairly quickly unless you just trash them. And in my experience, most people don't train legs hard enough to not recover to be able to do 2 days. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So you're giving legs a day by themselves. I coughed right in y'all's ear, sorry. And then you said chest and arms.
Chest
which
and arms. I always do chest and arms.
When I do chest, I pair it with arms.
Yep.
And then shoulders by itself is good. I usually do shoulders.
That's usually quick. That doesn't even take that long.
Right, and I pair shoulders and back together.
I usually do too.
But that is a long session because I do so many back exercises. Mm-hmm. And then if I do shoulders last, I neglect them. So because we own a gym and I have the ability sometimes,
you split it up.
I might do shoulders in the morning if we go in the morning. Sometimes we go like first thing, and I might train shoulders first thing in the morning because it's an easy body part to do when you wake up. Mm-hmm. It's not heavy weight usually. And I'll train back later in the day. Mm-hmm. Or I have done shoulders that I'm like, I can't do them both in the same day. And I change my split and I do back the next day.
Right.
And that kind of shoulders to me is kind of like a rest day
Yeah, shoulders.
because it's a small muscle group.
They'll burn, but it's not like exhausting.
It doesn't, when you work your shoulders by itself, if you're training at a high level, especially with heavy weight, it doesn't tax your central nervous system.
Right.
When you train your back and your legs, it can tax your
Yes.
central nervous system. So by the time you get to anything after that, you're like, no, I'm not doing shoulders.
Right.
If you put it off. So
Yeah.
that's a great split to put those together. I don't like doing you'll see a lot of splits that do back and biceps together.
No.
You shouldn't, because what happens is you do back first, then your biceps are pre-fatigued. You're not really, the idea is that you just finish them off. I think it's better off just
I mean, you
keeping
can.
it separate and
You
then
can,
stimulate
but-
it again fully later on another day.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't superset them because at that
Well,
case,
no.
then it's going to make your back harder to do because
That's it.
you're already pulling and fatiguing your forearms and all that. So you don't. I just like to split that up.
Well, yeah,
you
because
said.
your back movement's going to suffer if you did
Like,
biceps first.
If you're a person and watching this and you're like, no, I always do back and bis. That's great. You
Do
keep doing
back-
that. I would much rather you do that than
You should
nothing.
do opposing body parts. So if you're going to do back, you should do triceps with it if you're going to choose an arm exercise, because that doesn't get worked when you're working
Mm-hmm. Right.
back. So you can actually focus fully.
Right.
You could superset, like you said, alternate exercises. If in a non-busy gym, don't do that in a busy gym. Okay? If there's nobody in the gym, you're training middle of the day, you can jump from one machine to another. But if it's like 5 o'clock in the evening, don't do that crap.
Oh, I superset all the time.
Well,
But I'm quick. I'm only. I'm going literally boom, boom.
You can
boom,
do it in
and
our
I'm
gym.
like, yeah.
because we have 100+ machines.
Right.
But
Most gyms don't
you
have-
can't do
yeah.
that. So I just want to make sure I throw.
Especially if it's like a cable crossover and you're hogging both
you can't-
sides.
you can't
at
hog
5
that.
p.m. or 6 p.m. Oh God,
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah.
Anyway,
Also, gyms need more cable machines.
yes, we have a ton.
Yeah, we have multiple cable machines. Anyway, but for that reason, other gyms suck. But I say that jokingly, sort of. But the key is, that's if you're in a hurry. You don't necessarily have to do that, but if you want to be fast paced and get a good metabolic.
Like, or if you want to keep your heart rate up, supersetting
yeah.
is good.
Absolutely. That's a great way to
I
train.
always superset, and that's why I like to do chest and arms, because I will do my chest,
Yep.
and then I immediately superset bis and tris. Boom, 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 and I might do either 2 exercises per or 3 exercises per, and I'm still.
And your heart rate's up,
Yep.
and you're still able to push the muscle intensely,
Yep.
and you get a good metabolic effect from that.
Yep.
And that's where weight training is actually cardio. Doctors out there who tell you to do, oh, you need to walk more. Not, they don't want to do weight. They think weight training is like not good for the heart. It is if it's done properly.
Yeah.
That kind of weight training is very good for the heart. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. It's a whole nother video. We need to make a video on the heart benefits of weight training, cardiovascular.
Okay.
Weight training versus cardio. You
got
should
that
still do
handy?
your cardio, guys, though. Still do your cardio. But how do you split it up? That's a good way to do it. That's the 4-day split. Do we want to talk about the 3-day?
Yeah, we can do 3.
So what I like is I'll do 3. It's really supposed to be, ideally it's like 3 days on, 1 day off, which is something like some of these prominent bodybuilders have done in the past, like Jay Cutler and who? Lee Haney. Lee Haney. It's what Hollywood had me doing. Because
and
he-
that's my favorite, because I like to hit everything twice a week. in an
Because you're
ideal
hitting
situation.
every muscle group in a 7-day period. You're hitting every muscle group 3 times. I guess it's kind of an 8-day. It's an 8-day period. If you do
2 times.
you're hitting every muscle group twice. Yes.
You
In
said
a-
3
in a-
times.
yeah. Sorry. You're doing 3 days, 1 day off, 3 days, 1 day off.
Right.
And you
And-
just keep repeating.
And therefore, you're hitting every muscle group twice in a week.
But
not
a lot of people don't like that because it ends up making your chest day or whatever
a different
day
of the
each week.
Yeah.
But I like it because all I think about it is like this. Okay, if I take a rest day, I just go to the next day that was on the schedule. So it's like sometimes you need 2 rest days. Sometimes you don't feel good. So like I took a rest day. We went out of town. I haven't worked out in 2 days. I worked chest before I left. I should supposed to work legs, but since I had hernia surgery, I'm probably going to work back.
Well,
Anyway, but what I'm saying is, you just go to the next day. Doesn't matter how long it was. Just go to the next day in your progression, because that's the body part that was trained furthest back. So I do, and the way to do the 3-day split is similar to what you just said: chest and arms, legs,
shoulders and back.
shoulders and back.
And I love that.
Now the way
That's my
the way I do my leg day is I'll do the first session of the week, if whatever you want to call it. It's basically alternate, but one day is going to be quad dominant, more leg press, more leg extension. The other one's going to be very hamstring dominant, and I'm working the back of my legs more.
To me, that's the ideal situation, because you're
Yeah.
doing that and then you're hitting everything twice a week. That if I'm in the gym, that's what I'm doing. If I'm not in the gym the way I want to, then I'm doing the 4-day, but I'm still getting the 2 legs.
Right.
So it's like one or the other. That's the goal
Well,
standard
yeah,
in my mind.
And I do that because that's my favorite way to train. I feel like it's gotten me the best results. It kind of maximizes volume.
You want strength gains, it's good to hit everything twice a week. You want fat loss, it's good to hit it twice a week.
because you're stimulating your metabolism
But
so
that's
often.
if you can go 6 days a week. So that's why I don't.
If.
But I never start anybody with 6 days. Never, never, never.
Because if you start a beginner at 6 days, they're going to quit.
And they only go 4, and then it's like, oh, I feel like I'm off track. So you always start with less and build up to that. So I would say
Absolutely.
you basically just talked about the hardest thing to achieve, which is 6 days of twice a week. So that's the hardest. Are there some splits that you could think of that are different from my 4-day and your?
Well, there's 5-day splits.
6-day.
I mean, you could have,
You could do 5, yeah.
I could turn your day into 5-day split by separating chest and arms.
Yep, you could.
So a typical old school bro split might be one body part, one day, right? I want to do one body part that day. So you do 5 days. Maybe it's, you did chest. You did, Monday's got to be chest day, right? Here's a hack for you if you want to get a workout in on a Monday. Do your legs.
That's true.
That's what I used to do in college because I could never get a bench on Monday, so I started doing legs on Monday.
Yeah.
And Tuesday, miraculously, I got a bench. Anyway, anybody that works out in gyms knows what I'm talking about. So chest day, the next day you're probably going to do something like back or legs.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to do like chest day, do a lot of incline, and then do a bunch of shoulders the next day because
you want to split up.
you'd want to separate your shoulders because the front delt's going to get a lot of work when you do chest. So it's good to split those up a day. Give yourself a day of
Yeah,
rest.
so you go like chest and arms, or you're going to split them.
I would say do chest, then like back or legs.
I would say legs.
Do chest, then
Chest
legs,
and legs.
then maybe shoulders or back.
Or back. Probably back,
Probably back.
shoulders, then arms.
Then shoulders and then arms because the arms are not going to be that taxing.
Yeah.
And then you probably have a rest day. Like if that was Monday through Wednesday or something, you're taking the weekend off. It's just a thought.
But you could have two leg days still as a man or a woman and work out 5 days if you split up your shoulders and back. And that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's like your 5-day like split, hitting everything once with the exception of legs, hitting them twice.
Well, I'll tell you this, when I rehabbed my ACL in college, I did a bro split where I did chest, shoulders, I do like chest, legs, shoulders, back, arms, and I do legs again somewhere in there. I did legs twice a week. Everything else was once a week.
I mean, I stand by legs twice a week is the best, but I like to start people with once, and then after,
yes.
and then after they've been doing that, then go to twice.
Once is all you need if you train properly. If you're,
If you do it right, yeah, it's like what exercises are you?
but
choosing?
if you
How
are,
hard are you working? How many sets are you getting?
yes, I think most people once a week is good. If your diet's perfect and you're sleeping and you're recovering,
Right.
twice a week can get you to a certain place a little faster. You can build muscle a little bit faster, but it's not double.
Yeah.
Like just because I did double the work doesn't mean I get double the results faster.
Right.
It's
Oh, I actually work my legs less exercises now. And I feel like, but because my diet is even better.
if your diet's
the
right
results
and your
are
recovery is
fine.
right and you know how to train with intensity, you don't need as much volume. In fact, you need less
Yeah.
volume. So the more advanced you get, you might, and you're training at heavier weights.
Yep.
I have found that if I try to do the same amount of volume that I used to do when I was not as strong and as big as I am now, it taxes my central nervous system a lot more. And I start getting ran down and I have to actually force myself to take a rest day. So I've dialed back the volume on a few things and your results are actually better. And then I start progressing again.
Right.
So at some point you can do too much. You just have to make sure that you're balancing your training with your recovery and make sure that it fits in your schedule and your lifestyle.
Yeah. I would say as far as splits go, the only thing that is hard to put together, I think it's hard to do back and legs in the same day.
Do not
I
do
think that is awful.
Don't
That's
do
when
that.
You will see people throw up. It's just too taxing.
I used to throw up every time I tried to do back and legs.
I don't really think that you should put chest and shoulders in the same day. I'm not saying you can't, but I don't think that you should, personally.
I mean, you can.
You can, but I
You
don't
can
think
because
you
if
should.
you're only gonna, you're kind of throwing in like all you're gonna throw in is like one extra exercise for.
I guess if it's
presses.
if it's a female and she's only gonna want to do like maybe one or two things for chest, then in that case, putting it with shoulders would be okay. But for like a male,
What-
y'all are usually doing more for chest.
What you
than-
would, well, yeah, but what you would do is you would only, if you did front delt at all, if you would do shoulder press and you would not do anything else on the front delt because you just worked it a little bit when you did any kind of chip.
Yeah.
Any press movement you do, you're working your shoulder here,
Yeah.
right? So if I did my chest first, which is what I would do chest first in the workout and progress to the smaller muscle group. So I'd go front to back in that case. So I just did my chest. I would do some shoulder presses. Then I would go back and probably start doing a lot of rear delt movements, working the back of the shoulder. And basically the rest of your shoulder workout
Yeah.
would just be focused on lateral raises and rear delt. There's no need to put a lot of emphasis on the front when you just worked it during your whole chest workout.
Right.
So that's a way you could basically continue from front to back in that methodology.
Would it be? I've seen people do like a shoulder press, then incline, then flat. Is that weird?
If you're trying to, so if you're doing chest and shoulders together, that might be good to do. You want to rotate that. So one day, if you're doing chest and shoulders together every day, every time you work out, you might do shoulders first one time
And
and
then
then do your chest, and then next time do your chest first and then go back to the shoulders.
Yeah.
And the reason you would do that is because whatever you work last is getting the least amount of emphasis.
Yeah.
You're going to start to get tired. You're going to be fatigued. So it's better to rotate that.
Yeah.
If you're doing two bodies, so if I'm doing chest and when I would do back and shoulders together, if I'm going to do them together, I had to start doing shoulders first sometimes.
Yeah.
Because
If you always-
I would get to my shoulders after working my back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been here for an hour.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I've worked my back so hard, I'm tired, and my shoulders get neglected. So I had to start separating it, or doing my shoulders first.
Yeah. Take turns.
Because I mean, and it kind of depends too. Is like if you're maybe some people have overdeveloped chest and their shoulders are undeveloped. Well, work your shoulders first.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you have a lagging body part, focus on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, no rules. It kind of depends on the individual.
And then I think this is kind of random, but like calves, for example, you can kind of work them whenever, to be honest. You can,
Yeah, some people say do it every day.
You could.
Lee Haney said do it every day.
You could do like just like abs. You could do abs every day. You could do
As a
calves
warm-up,
every
like you
day.
said. It's a good
yeah.
warm-up.
Now, like no, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, I'm going to do 5 sets or something every day. No, but yeah, like if you want to touch your calves, a few times a week. Honestly, you could do side raises a few times a week, especially if you're a male and you're trying to build that shoulder cap.
Yeah, well, in fact, I've told people that. They're like, I can't get my shoulders to grow on that side. What can I do? I said, just do everything you're doing, but go over there and grab them 10-pound dumbbells
A couple times a week.
and do like 3 times a week, like every other day
Yeah.
that you're in here. and just focus on actually hitting that with a lighter weight. Actually just slow the freaking movement down and work the shoulder. Of the people that I've told to do it that actually did it,
It worked.
they come back to me about 8 weeks later and say, man, I'm starting to see my shoulders are starting to grow. And I'm like, yeah, it's miraculous, right? Heavy weight, just swinging heavy weight doesn't build muscle.
Right.
Activating the muscle fibers that you're trying to hit is what builds muscle. So you need to lower the weight sometimes and do that. And then if you're getting 50 reps with 10s, okay, go up to the 15s now. And then, build up slowly, but there's no need for you to go grab 30s and just sling them around. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. Caleb, are we done with this one?
We talk about this all day. I got this, yeah.
I mean, if you want to briefly go over like an upper body, lower body day, or a push-pull leg day.
All push-pull leg. That's
That'll
another
be
one.
you because I don't.
Well, push-pull leg is similar to the 3-day split like we just said. You're just saying push would be like the chest and shoulders together, which I generally don't do, but you can do. Pull would be back and biceps together. And I don't like that. So, somebody's going to say,
that you can't
well,
do
that's
it.
what I've done. I got good
And you
results with
can
that.
Like,
I'm
they'll
like,
be like, oh, I do back and biceps, chest and tries.
Fine.
And it's like,
Yeah.
In fact, I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're going. If you want to change it up, you can try our way or whatever. I did chest and tries and back and bis when I was a teenager, and I got good results.
I think our 3-day split that we just explained is superior
I
to
do
me. Not superior, but it's better.
Same word.
It's a better layout. Well,
Superior is just a
superior-
fancier word for better.
superior. If you want to say what's optimal, I think I truly believe the 3-day split that I've outlined of everything that I've ever done and read anybody else do. I think it's the best balance.
Yeah.
If you actually incorporate the rest days where you need to and you recover from your training, I've gotten the best results with it. I haven't ever since I started doing it. I haven't wanted to deviate from it.
Me too.
I like it.
I've never want to say, oh, I think I want to go back and bis.
Right.
Never.
Right. Now, if I could only train 3 days in a week, I would still do the same split.
Exactly.
I just keep that split in rotation. So it's like, well, I got to go out of town for 2 days and I can't work out.
That I only had 2 days to work out 1 week. I'm gonna figure out how to get my bodybuilding program in those 2 days. Like I will finagle what I have to finagle, and I won't get it
Yeah.
done.
And I think the thing is too is like it's easy for me to just plan it. I don't know. It's just because I've been doing it, I guess. But like we go on vacations, okay, I need to hit these body parts before we go because I know that hotel gym down there is going to suck, and it's not going to have everything I want.
That last one did.
And I can do back, but not optimally the way that I like to. You can't really do legs at a hotel gym unless they have a leg
You can do
press.
shoulders about anywhere, and you can do arms anywhere. Because if you have dumbbells,
Yeah, but there's a lot.
mean-
Whatever allows you to plan, whatever fits your schedule. I just like it. I like
it is
that because
whatever
of,
you enjoy doing. Some people don't want to train the way that we've said. They would rather go pick up a kettlebell and swing it around.
But that's
go
that's
run
cardiovascular.
outside and whatever, and that's fine to go
cardiovascular.
So we're not judging you.
A kettlebell's
so
not
don't,
lifting.
Don't judge us. We're just trying to tell you that if you're trying to get in the gym and you want to know what weights, what muscles to hit and what split is best, we're telling you what we've seen work for many, 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 many years. It's no judgment on you for not wanting to do it that way. It's no judgment on us for not wanting to do it your way. So it's just that's what it is.
No, I'm just telling you what does work is if you do CrossFit. I'm gonna throw this in there. If you do CrossFit, because I have level 1 coach. She's level 1 coach in the past. We've done it, and that's great. It's a great card. You can get strong. You can get in great shape.
Yeah.
If you want to build, a little bit more muscular physique, or if you want optimal muscular, a CrossFit athlete would benefit if they would throw in bodybuilding training.
Yeah, because they're really strong.
Right, and bodybuilding trainees would benefit because I'm on both sides of it. I try to maintain my limberness and mobility and flexibility while I have
I
gotten
think
bigger.
it's good if you can combine them.
If you
like you're
combine
trying to say.
the mobility and the flexibility and some of the functional aspects wisely implemented, because nobody needs to do 225-pound deadlifts for time. Really, if you're really good at it, you can. That doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Right? Maybe you because you're so good, you're not going to risk injury. But why? Why? It only takes 1 rep to throw your back out. So, and then you're done. So, you know, it's like you'll see pro athletes like linemen, they'll take yoga for cross training, for the flexibility and mobility. Like, yeah, you combine those methodologies, but you need to have that strength base, right? A lot of people just go and do the CrossFit workout for the day and say, yep, I'm going home, I've done my workout. Well, that's all dependent on how good the person that
Did the program.
programming, right? Because
That's right.
some boxes, see, I'm from CrossFit. Some CrossFit boxes, the people that do the programming, they suck. They're not good at programming, and they'll have you doing pull-ups 4 days a week. And it's like, no, you should have.
Needs to be more well-rounded.
There needs to be a well-rounded plan for the week if you're doing the programming. So it's very dependent. But people that go in there don't know. They just do what the workout is for the day. So you need some kind of strength basis in your programming to gauge your strength. And, you know, if your goal is muscle gain too, which most people want a little bit more muscle, you got to balance all that out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, but it's whatever fits what you enjoy doing and makes it sustainable and keeps the risk profile down,
Yes.
which I think body building style training, just slower movements, that's a lower risk of injury, especially on machines, than quick, fast twitch, heavy weight. Let me sling it. Let me try to beat this person.
Yeah.
Ego
But
type
yeah,
stuff.
but if they enjoy the functional style training,
I'm not knocking
and they're
it.
healthy. Yeah.
Just be aware of the injury risk.
Yeah, and
'Cause I don't know anybody
well,
that hasn't had
usually
some-
happens with just the competitiveness. So it's just like check yourself.
Yeah.
And do the workout because you enjoy it and because it pushes you mentally and physically, not because you're competing with whatever
Right.
the person is doing beside you. I loved how it made me stronger mentally
Absolutely.
and physically. So I will always love CrossFit for that. So
Yeah.
I just say if you do CrossFit, yes, do it. Just be
Or any kind of-
careful.
if you do
Don't
Ironman
don't-
stuff.
Don't compete to get yourself hurt.
The thing is however you train, whatever you choose to do, just understand it needs to have resistance training in it, built into some kind of systematic, progressive overload.
Yeah.
Like, are you progressing and getting stronger over time?
Yeah.
It needs to be systematic. It can't just be random all the time. You can have randomness in your training, but you need to have a system where you're gauging your gains, you're gauging your progression.
Yeah.
And then, I wasn't trying to get into this thing, but it's like about CrossFit or any other, like if you do Ironmans, that's great. People love to do that stuff, and I get it. Just understand that predominantly at some point, you're going to come to a point in your life. I did at 30, and I said, you know what? Why am I doing this crap? I'm hurting all the time. I'm injured. There's certain types of training just have higher risk. So your training, your working out should be to improve your health and your cardiovascular health and your longevity, right? Well, you're not helping your longevity if your hips and knees hurt all the time, right? It's affecting your life outside of the gym. So your goal should be to keep the risk profile low, and what you choose to do should be enhancing your life, not taking away from it. So you want to get stronger without things hurting. So that when you go do your daily activities, maybe you like to go hiking with your kids or go on picnics or go walk around Disney for 11 miles like we do, and you can do that. But that's really hard if your knees hurt.
Yeah, and I'll say one more thing. I have personally met people who do not like being inside of the gym, and they like to hike. And I'll just say the best way to help yourself be very healthy for what you like, since you don't like going to a gym, is to keep hiking and definitely walk and throw in body weight squats, no lie, and push-ups. That would benefit that person more than anything.
And some pull-ups if you can get yourself to do it. Some kind of ring rows or something at home.
Some people can't do that. I'm trying to make it simple. You like to hike, you maybe like to walk, you don't like being in a gym, learn how to do effective push-ups and body weight squats. Maybe throw in lunges.
Right. Well, I was just throwing in the pull movement.
Yeah.
Because you
You
got legs with body weight squats. You got the push.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, you can get creative.
anyhow, this
But
video
anyway.
is getting too long, and we're going to.
We're capping the time.
We're gonna.
So hopefully you got something out of this.
Yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions about working out or diet related stuff, whatever, just leave us a comment and we'll be happy to answer.
And we'll probably do a future video on it. All right.